Okay, here we are. We're going to do a 268 crankcase tonight. But first, I got to pack up a set of tools. So let me bring you up here per usual so I can read comments and see what everybody's talking about. Then we'll pack up a set of tools and then we'll work on a crankcase. Theoretically, of course. Chris Meyer, Dave Shively. What's going on? Dave Shively. Hang on a second. There you go. Good. Okay. This way I can read everybody's comments. Craig made it. Larry made it. Good. What a mess around here. So what's everybody doing? I've got a set of tools to pack up here real quick, and then crankcase to get to. I think. You know. So let's work on these first. So Matt, out in Illinois, this set is for you. Just going to deburr it, make sure that you double check my work here. Yeah, I've been trying to relax all day. Had the day off. Tomorrow work. Long day tomorrow. Tomorrow will be long day. Work Friday and then Saturday too. Just got back from the mountains. Just some pieces. Eric Nelson, welcome. Be mentally prepared for surgery. When's the surgery, Larry? Yeah, hope it goes nice and smooth, Larry. We want smooth. Push back till Tuesday. Oh, okay. Well, I feel for you, buddy. All I'm doing is just taking off some burrs here. Hey, Leonard, you made it. Nikki. Nikki made it. Nikki, did Ken end the stream? I tried to click on it. I didn't get it, so I got to assume the stream. Ken ended his stream. Eric, you certainly can. You can grease them. You can do all kinds of stuff that you want. There's so little force on these. It's nearly no RPM. It's just so little force overall that there's really almost no point in doing it. All right, for Matt, this is the 661 rod. And actually, let's put that in here. So it's already in here, so you know which one it is. It's pretty easy to figure out. You have M10, M12, M14. or M10 and your 880 sleeve. Yeah, but Larry, you can look at it and you can pet it and, you know, all the other relevant stuff that you might do. Just got a bag here. I'm going to throw all this stuff in. We got nuts, washers, handles, and very importantly, a sticker. That's funny. James was supposed to be here. Where is he? I'll just show you. The 880 sleeve is different. It's got a bigger business end as opposed to a cinch down business end. You get the idea. Okay. This goes into a priority mail bag. And Matt, you're good. You're going to be packed. I don't know if he's watching right now, but packed up and ready to rock. I'm actually reusing a bag. Which I highly suggest everybody do, by the way. That's not going to come on. Ready to go. Tom, what's going on? Ready to see some tools? Yeah, where's James? Hang on, let me... Because the whole Faust family is supposed to be on here. Ah, James did show up. There he is. Show us the tools. Well, I just put them away. Well, don't worry. We're gonna use my set here, a set or whatever. We'll use some tools. Here we go. You want to check out the other guy I mentioned? Cass is on 50cc cylinder. Kevin Morgan. Howdy. So hello to the entire Faust family. How many people there? How many people there right now? I think we have a larger audience than expected. The whole family. 71 people. Okay. All right. Stop screwing around, Matt. What do we got? We're there yet, Leonard. So let me just bring this back up so I know what we're doing. Okay, we're good. We're back up. All right, so basically next thing's next is to make sure the cylinders are nice and clean. So just going to take a Scotch-Brite pad here. I know Sean Carr and I have discussed this, and he's not a super fan of this, but I like it. Now, notice I got tape over the bearings. You don't want to get junk in the bearings. Just want to take some Scotch-Brite and brighten up the metal a little bit. And what Sean recommends, and I would agree, is that if you have a granite plate, you can put your sandpaper down, some 400 grit, and run it around on the 400 grit, and it'll even this all up. You can get it as shiny as you want, you know, whatever. I wonder if I can take these positioning pins out. Hey, Kev. They do come out. Okay, don't forget to put them back in. Right? Right. Go. And it looks like they bottom on the flywheel side, so we'll put them in back on the flywheel side. Jerome Fink, hello from Millica, Montana? MN? Minnesota? Montana's MT. MN. ME is Maine. Minnesota. Minnesota. Well, welcome. Nothing exciting here tonight except a little tool demonstration. You know. So now I take some brake cleaner and make sure these surfaces are clean. Obviously not, right? Now, for me, the most important part is around the crankcase. If you eventually end up with a minor oil leak, you know, who cares? But you really can't afford an air leak. So. Maple Grove, Minnesota. Yeah, nice big sheets of sandpaper would be very helpful. And a granite plate or a piece of glass might work fine too. Seven cylinders. I suppose it's better than most. As long as you're not half a quart short, you'll be fine. Okay, close enough there. Okay, next thing would be Loctite. Now, I'm not going to Loctite the two anterior case bolts because they are attached to the dog and we have to take things on and off and whatnot. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to Loctite the others here. Wait a minute. Where's my Loctite? This might be a really short trip here because my Loctite and my 3-bond are both in the same spot. The question is, where are they? They were probably... Oh, man. Like I've said before, this is not a cooking show. I don't have everything prepared. Because I brought the Loctite and the 3-bond down to Oklahoma. When I came back, where did I put that stuff? And why is it not in the normal spot? No. It's here somewhere, and I'm just missing it. Why would I not have put it back? see, there's another thing that I'm missing. And I'll bet that they're together. Only figure out where that was. Gonna mull around here for a minute while I jog my brain. This is downright awful. I think I left it out in the shed. Whatever it is, I think I left it out in the shed with my screw gun. My screw gun is out there. So's my Loctite. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Ah, wait a minute. Here's my screw gun. This fell. So now that we found that, where's the Loctite? Maybe it fell over here with all this other stuff. That's always possible. I know. We can take these steps backwards to clean up. Or whatever. Nope. Misplaced something else. Oh, that's awful. Really, I should have a backup tube of 1184, which offhand I don't think I have. See, I have all this stuff here that I had brought with me to Oklahoma. But the one thing I'm missing is the blue Loctite and the 1184. I don't remember if I had used those before or since. I used them there. I know I used them there. They fall down here when this whole thing fell. No. Does not look like it. Okay. What have I used them on? Oh. Cool stuff. While we're doing this, cool stuff that I got. Somebody's been on to me about getting that kit for a while. My blue Loctite pen and the 1184. I know, the kids ran off with it. Simple. Bad to worse. Can do other stuff, but that's what I wanted to do tonight. That one thing. How is it I'm missing my 1184 and my Loctite? Simply don't have it. Not here. Could be out in the shed. Could be out in the shed, but I don't know. I don't know why it would be. Dumb. In a second, it's like, oh, it's right here, you know. I'm waiting on so many stupid things that if they just showed up on time, it would be done, and this would be... You guys get the idea. there. Not here. Didn't stupidly put there. Where else might I have used it? I have no idea. Since I've been back from Oklahoma, I wouldn't have used it. Nope. At least you guys are having fun here. That's not organized. No kidding. I could have just left this stuff out in the shed. I don't know why. What was I doing? It was in a bag. It was in a box that I had brought back from Oklahoma. I emptied the box. Could have emptied it out in the shed. See, I've got all these 288 parts right here. All these 288 parts, anticipating a 288 to show up that needs these parts. That's fucking limbo. Alright, I'm gonna go out to the shed. You guys hang tight until I get back. The saw would be going if I could find my stupid 1184. Maybe something else I gotta order again. Because I'm not organized. No, I'm not gonna deck the case. I'm just gonna put it together stock. It'll be fine stock. I'm gonna run out to the shed real quick. Hang on. Hang tight, gents. Chris, in the shower now. Ta-da! Ta-da! We found it. Here we go. Okay. We found it. Sorry, guys. We go live. Okay. Yes, was in the shed. The reason wasn't even that Matt wasn't organized, was pretty simple though. What happened? I brought a bag of parts, 394 parts, out to the shed, and this was accidentally in them. Oh, here's your first subscriber? Really, Nikki? Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. $13. That's not bad, Craig. Okay. I did a backflip. Good. Okay. So I like to do the PTO side first. So let's get these off there because that's irrelevant now. So I'll goop up both sides. I was supposed to do the Loctite first. Hang on a second. Supposed to do the Loctite first. Maddie. I'll get there. It's all right. Ideally, Loctite first. Right, I forgot. I do the flywheel side first. Here's why. Because I'm going to be putting the gasket on the flywheel side, and I want to give it a little more time to tack up. So that's just a procedural thing. A little pitter pat, that's all. That's how you do that. Now I'll go over to the PTO side, and by the time I get done with this, that side is tacked up enough so that it's ready to accept the gasket. Now you can do this before or after you pull the crank through. Doesn't really matter. This stuff, you can wait 10 minutes on it and still go and it'll still be fine, you know. Corners, very important. Don't really need it out here, but do it anyway. 1 a.m. What are you doing? You're watching me put a crankcase together. Obviously, Nikki. What else would you be doing? You know what? More than the pen, I think I was going to be the blue Loctite. I think I want to drop some. Here. You know, use what you got, but the blue Loctite. Again, I didn't do the interior case bolts because I'm going to be putting them in and taking them out because they're also the dog bolts. Now we can put our positioning pins in. Don't forget about those. Yeah, you can put 1184 in there instead of Loctite. I use Loctite, whatever. I mean, whatever you like. Okay. Now, the crank here, I'm going to clean this with a little bit of brake cleaner and WD-40. Again, this is not a cooking show. I don't have everything prepared ahead of time. You can clean this as much as you like. Now, I don't like to put lots of oil on here because it may interfere with the 1184. So this clearly doesn't go in there, and that, of course, is the way it's supposed to be. So now we got to get our tools out. Let's see here. Where's my large sleeve? I'll grab an M12 rod. Nut, a washer, and a handle. Everybody may get to see my lack of organization continued here. Let's see. So now what you do is you take your threaded rod, that's not M12. Haha. That is M10 by 1, which I did not know was on a 268. But good thing it comes in the main kit. There you go. Okay. Take the appropriate threaded rod. Oh. Of course it didn't. Burgers here. Not taking my own advice. Does not need to be down all the way. Just kind of sloppy fit on the crank. I don't think Buckin built the saw. I don't think Buckin built that Huzzle 372. Maybe, but I don't think so. Put your washer, your nut on there. Forgot one thing. Handle. And tighten her down. That's it. You just give it a good, that's it. And I can do this literally in midair. Mostly because I've got too much crap on my bench right now. I think I got a mention on an unboxing, but not your first name. I remember your story. You got a mention. Tip your wage. Yeah. Wait a minute. Did Buckin do the unboxing tonight, or did he post that? When did he post that? Because I've been waiting like since January for him to post that. Foghorn. Foghorn mentioned it? Yeah, so I just did that basically in midair. There's no heat. There's no cooling anything. Just pull that right in. That's all you need to do there. Simple. Yeah, I mean, you can do it obviously here, but midair works fine too. Hey, boy. I'm going to get called boy now too. Fantastic. All right. Positioning pins are in. What am I forgetting? The gasket. Let's get the gasket. This is an OEM gasket kit. I bought chainsaw conservation components. Yeah, I think it's slick, Craig. Now, another idea that has been proposed to me, and I don't remember who it came from, but I'm sure that there are other people that actually do this. You can actually get M5 threaded rod and slide a couple of threaded rods through, and so that when they go through, the whole thing is guided together. I think that was very smart. Whoever came up with that idea. And it was not me. Edwin, you made it. Great. Welcome. All right, I need that. I need this. So this crank is going to work fine, but I just need to clean up the threads a little bit. I know that, so I don't know. It should go on very smooth. This crank needs to have the threads cleaned up a tad. And this gasket does not want to sit quite right. Big jerk that it is. Okay, don't worry, that'll go right. I use the large sleeve here. You do not... I guess I could use a small sleeve here too, but if the bearings are bigger than 6202s, you don't want to use the, well, Craig, tell him. Obviously, if I had a little more space on my bench right now, this would be a lot slicker, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be fine either way. You know what? I think I can just put this down just like that and not affect anything. That way I can keep an eye on the gasket, make sure the gasket's going to be fine here. Now, if you're worried about the slap, you can just put 10 turns of electrical tape. Not a big deal. If you're not worried about the slap, don't worry about it and pull it together. Large bearing, large sleeve. Smaller bearing, if the large sleeve fits, you can use it. If the small sleeve fits, you can use it. The problem is with the small sleeve, the small aluminum sleeve, if you use it on a large bearing, you're going to mushroom it. Okay, so make sure that your positioning pins are in. If you want to be really OCD about it, just to make sure the gasket back here lines up proper. You can do the same thing with the anterior case bolts, the long ones. 1, 2. You can put them all in if you really feel like it. Not a big deal. Make sure they go. As long as they go, you have it lined up, you know. Okay, so now, go back to here and finish the job. You got 2 more millimeters on this. It's done. $19 people here. Hello, everybody. That's how you put a 268 crankcase together. Very sloppy. Sorry. My bench is all helter-skelter here. And this should be much smoother, obviously. I need to take a dye to that. Now, this is not one of those that you have to center. You can if you wish. You can tap it and do all kinds of other stuff. Let's put the crankcase bolts in first here. One. Peter Call, welcome. Who else is here? Who did I miss? Did anybody come in and I didn't mention them? Okay, so Nikki, go back to the tools. Did somebody mention the tools and I didn't hear about it? Did Buckin actually do the unboxing and I didn't know about it? Missing my brain. That's what's wrong with me. Big one and a little one. Boom, boom. Here's the other one. Who cares? We'll do it by hand. Doesn't matter. I sent him a letter. And he didn't read the letter. Usually he does an unboxing, and if there's a letter, he reads the letter. Or was this not for the unboxing? Or he didn't do the unboxing, or whatever. Yeah, I just kind of got annoyed because he was doing all kinds of unboxings, and like whenever he did an unboxing, he got like a $20 chain. I mean, he was just gushing over it. So I spent like nearly I think it was $60 something. It was nearly $70 to ship him a set of tools, like priority mail. Priority International Express or something like that, and and somehow I don't know, it just kind of annoyed me, and somehow like it didn't get mentioned until now, and that was like back in January. He was unboxing something else. Oh, and just mentioned. Okay. Still annoyed. Whatever. Again, no Loctite on here. This will need to get removed later. You just want to put these down so everything kind of sets right. Thanks, David. Yeah, he lost his phone. That was, you know, it was, he had a phone issue. Like the second that he got the tools, he had a phone problem. And then, you know, and he was busy, so everything kind of got lost in the shuffle. And I'm like, well, you know, what the heck? Pretty good. Anybody want to bring a set of tools to Buck and Stock and do a demo for me? Well, my name's all over your house. I expect nothing less, James. Come on. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There you go. I don't know what all these shows are, so John Riley posted a vid. Kilo 66 460 ported. Sweet. I mean, I've had I've had a few calls the last few days about tools, so maybe the bucking thing helped. I don't know. Repair shop's bathroom walls. Onion days. Anyway, what else should we do here? Do want to get this oil pump in, but that's a little more complex. William Prophet, welcome. Black Magic Burger. Dare. Right. Just to clean the surface here. Tap a seal in. Gotta find a seal though. guess I could use that. You don't really need it on this one. You just don't. But what I am going to do... The taper here is so gradual that using the Coke can trick is not going to do anything. Make sure the spring is in there. Okay. Tap her on down. Here I can actually use the socket. Basically, as long as it's over that lip, it's not quite on the flat. Silly me, should have measured. Brad Perry, what size? This is a 268. 268, 272, 61. 266, all very similar. I need a 6202 bearing. So 10 millimeters. And let's do this seal. So we have 21 millimeters from the back of the bearing to the front of the lip. And this is 5.5 roughly. So I can go 1.73. I can go pretty deep on this. 4 millimeters deep is not going to be a problem. New nickname stitches. Okay, bad jokes. All right, here we go. Now, I'll put it down like 3 or 4 millimeters. Let's see here. What do we got? 2.74. 2.70. 3.19. Make sure I'm measuring this correctly. Got to do my math right, you know. 3.02. 3.11. 3.37. 2.97. So I'm going to be driven a tad deeper. I'm actually a little hesitant to drive it any further. That should be it. That's fine. So yeah, so what I'm doing, or what I did here, is measure in millimeters from the inner race, or the race of the bearing to this outer lip here is 21 millimeters. The bearing itself is 11, so that gives you 10 millimeters of depth to work with. And if this is 5.5 millimeters, 6 millimeters, if it's 6 millimeters, then you can drive that 4 millimeters in essentially without rubbing the bearing. That's like 3 millimeters in. That's fine. I ask myself, what's the bigger picture with YouTube? Maybe Mac can. What do you mean? What's the bigger picture with YouTube? Can you be more specific in the question? Alright, I noticed that this is about 1 millimeter in there. Don't think I'm going to be able to do it like that. I think that this is a little bit big. So let's get something a little smaller. Getting around that oil pump is hard. I'm just going to cheat. Alright, you're not supposed to use tools like this, ladies and gentlemen. My crank tools are not intended as seal pushers or pullers. But it does work as such. Income in time if the work is put in. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Okay, so are we talking about like income from YouTube, Nikki? Is that what you want to talk about? Because I think it's a fascinating topic. I think kind of with anything else, like, yeah, there's an enormous amount. Even if you're bucking, okay? Even if you're bucking, who has a personality that works really well with YouTube, you still have to put in the hours that it takes to do the editing, the video editing. Don't you told a lot like Matt does it? Yes. So there's a lot involved with the video editing side of things. There's an enormous amount of time that it takes to do that. I spent hours doing it. And I happened at that time in my life to have the time. But if you're an hourly paid worker, you're not going to have it, you know? And really what needs to happen is you need to pay somebody, a videographer, to do the video work, to do your advertising, do all that stuff. But the amount of money just isn't there. You know, until you get, you know, recognized. So just to give you guys an example, right now, I don't quote unquote monetize my live streams, right? So I'm not making any money off of doing this. I know Buckin is, not because he monetized it, but he takes super chats, right? But he's got 50,000 people now that are subscribed to him. Anyway, I'm not making income off of live streams. My ad revenue comes off of the videos that are quote-unquote monetized that I have from a while ago that I did the bolt-for-bolt videos on. All that stuff, you know? So, but even right now, what am I, over 6,000 subscribers, which is awesome. But 6,000 subscribers, I'm making like $100 a month in ad revenue right now. So it took that long to get there. Right. The merchandising is definitely where it's at as far as making money goes. But again, you have to get recognized effectively. You know, you have to have... those t-shirts cost me $20 a shot to get produced. You can't just start selling t-shirts and make money off of it. It doesn't work like that. And really, where everything is, you know, still at least I think on YouTube is basically, you know, either kittens or bikinis. It's the place. If you're looking to get views, you know, you're doing something weird, or I don't know. Like, yeah, but Terrell still has a significant amount more followers than I do. Hey, she's going. A little uneven. I don't drive this all the way. I drive it about 1 millimeter shy, so I'm almost there. Right, so Terrell's shop is getting bigger. You know, but you start running into the problem of, you know, you're still only one person. You know what? I can drive this a little bit deeper. I can always drive it back once I install it. Right. That looks pretty good, actually. It's got to go over that lip. Careful with hammers. Okay. Be cool if I can get this down tonight. There's no question about that. Okay. Let's get some blue Loctite going here. I guess this blue Loctite pen did not survive. Nope. Did not survive the airplane. Okay. There it is. Out here. I just use this around where the rubber is going to go. Same thing on the oil pump itself. A little bit of 1184 just to help the rubber seal, that's all. Okay. Lightning with a hammer. Should have sent Buck in cash. I sent him a neatly packed set of tools with a letter. It was very short and sweet. I didn't want to take up a lot of his time. I didn't want to be like too, you know, too much of this is an advertisement type of thing. Didn't want to do that. I was pretty happy with myself about it. I spent all kinds of money to get it up to him quickly. And I think that was back in January. Oh well. Right, should have sent him. Cut on a break, get pissed, right? No. I think he lost the phone. I think that's what happened. Because he had the unboxing. I figured he'd do that unboxing. I thought for sure he would do that live. You know? Because it was such a significant box and be like, holy crap, this came from a long ways away. Priority. I got to open this live. All right, there's your oil line. Okay, one other super important thing for this is this O-ring. See ya, Craig. Take care. So I got this O-ring right here. Super critical. There we go. So, Loctited, gooped, X-ring, seal. Now, the only thing I'm missing. Now, you can use the Coke can trick on this, but I'm going to cheat because I actually have the Husky seal installer right here. And where's my grease? Put it right here. Right there. I was going to trip on it earlier. My tub of grease. I was going to trip over the darn thing. Nothing's going the right way tonight. Come on, guys. Put it in. No, it's not smart. That's unreal. My tub of grease was right down here. Oh, it's right here behind this silly chair. Grease where the seal goes. A little bit of grease on the seal. Okay. So now we can put, this is the Husky seal sleeve, installer sleeve. And this should slide right down and over that. Butter. Okay. That, don't need that. 1, 2, 3 screws. James, I think the price of this saw keeps going up. I don't know. Worth at least $50 now. Tim, it would have been cheaper if you sent cash. I know. Should have done a super chat, right? Perfect. One, two, three. Sealed. I guess I could have pushed that seal even further this way, but that's how it was, the OEM seal was, so I'll leave it like that. No, you know what? I'm OCD enough. It's just too much. It's too much OCD. Can't do it. Yeah, Brad, there's a lot of little things in here, you know? You just kind of gotta have a knack for. And I promise you, I'm not there. Been doing this for a while, and the more you think you got it, the more you're thinking, hey, you know, I'm still not there. The X-ring stayed, that's fine. The O-ring's fine. But you know what I didn't do? What you should do. Measure that. 5.31. So this is about 4 millimeters. This is a tad deeper, 4.43 from that lip. See, it's so doggone close that I think I need to tap this seal just a little further. The OEM one was not flush, but I'm going to flush this one because as long as the outer lip here is over that outer lip, it's fine. And I can always tap that a little further in if I need to. Mickey Cecil, hello. Welcome. Just hanging out, building a 268 here. Just for giggles here. So the two goops I'm using, well, I guess 3 goops. Loctite 518, that's this stuff, the red stuff. And Loctite 518 is not good. It's anaerobic sealer, but it is not good for plastics. It's great for rubber on metal. Metal on metal, rubber on metal, fine. But not good for plastics. So, learned that kind of the hard way. Didn't take somebody else's word for it, and yeah, learned it the hard way. Anyway, so I've got some anaerobic sealer here. That's going around there for the O-ring, the outer O-ring. Gooped up the oil lines. Let's do a little more Loctite. Mickey, just so you know, we basically hang out here fairly regular. So welcome. You're welcome to comment, ask questions. And, you know, the guys here can help out if I'm not answering something. Most of us just hang out. Chat. This, that. Now, where the devil? Let me see how it is. There. Okay, gooped up. We're good. Actually, does this work? Yeah. Where I put this home? Yep, that does work. Okay, that's good. Seal installer is in. This should smoothly go right over that. Just like that. And by the way, you can always go back and check. Yep, the spring didn't pop out, so using the seal installer or a Coke can, which I've shown many times, helps that spring to not pop out, or at least you to be confident that that spring won't pop out. Yeah, see, that's over the lip anyway. I don't think I'll need to drive that seal any further. $12 people here. One, two, three. It's right on the edge. Right on the edge. We'll give it a quick tap. give it just a quick tap. Do as I say, not as I do. I realize I'm just being insanely picky about the position of the seal. That'll be fine. Well, the tools should really not be used for sealer installs. I mean, you can mushroom that. It's possible, but you know, do you really want to be hammering on aluminum? Yeah. Well, you can, but you'll wear it out. It's not intended for that. To wear it out, you just have to buy another one. You know? There we are. What are the other things that go on here? I think there's a washer. This washer goes on first. Yeah, that washer. Then I think the oiler piece, that black oiler piece. Now I actually am going to have a new white piece there coming. Unless I have another one, I can get one. Oh, I already have one. Okay. Stuff that I've got. You just wouldn't believe, you know. Yeah, see that piece fits perfectly there. The old piece is a little kind of shot, so get rid of that. Grease. DVD. Clutch. Disappeared off to. Couldn't have gone that far. No, it's over there. Night Ken. Hey, Boneyard. Welcome. Obviously, you can tighten that on more later. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the whole thing together tonight, but we'll get a few things on here. The hardest thing about this, I think, is going to be silly fuel line. It's easier than putting a 372 case together, that's for sure. More or less lined up. Whole thing should just sit right down. Go in here with a really fine set of pliers and fish this fuel line. Okay. JC, what's going on? Jay Chavez, got time? $10. Might buy the saw. Yeah, the 372 gas tanks are kind of a pain. I'll admit that. Once you get a few of them down, you know, it's not so bad, but they're kind of a pain. All right, all of these AV mounts are effectively the same. Get it lined up. Screw it down. I definitely like getting the tanks on early. In the build. I think it was Ben on eBay that mentioned that years ago. Years ago, I don't know. Not too terribly long ago. 909. Oh dear. All right. Boneyard, thank you for coming, buddy. Sorry you have to go. I'm just hanging out here playing, putting this thing together. Did I miss any comments from before? I've been kind of concentrating here. The chain catcher goes here. And your screw. This chain catcher has no rash on it. I mean, pretty obvious that this saw has very little use. I still wanted to change out those bearings, you know. Yeah, Boneyard, you're welcome back anytime. Okay. Probably not tons more that I can do here. Still waiting on all kinds of stuff here, so. Mainly a piston, actually. There's the bellows. Bellows is in. It's a very simple saw. Yeah, if it comes down to it, James, I might. 14 people watching me put a 268 together. Okay, so putting the rest of this together is really quite straightforward once I have all the parts. I'm waiting on a piston. I need to clean up the head. I have a brand new carburetor for this thing. So once all that's here, this is just going to go together. I need to clean up these threads just a little bit. But this is going to go back together basically stock. So there's not a whole lot of tweaking and whatnot I'm going to do to it. Yeah, James, let me just show you something so you can see. So on this is the original clutch cover. 268, yeah, similar to a 61. 268 is newer. And this happens to be a 268XP, so it's actually a closed port 50 millimeter top end, which is fairly rare. But so this is the clutch cover. And this brake band here, which is a wear part, if you think about it, this is no longer available. You cannot buy them. I've seen some guys make them, but that's not easy. And also of note, this, I believe this piece, when guys replace this, they just slap a piece of rubber on there and rivet it in. But this has like no rash on it at all. So as far as I can see, I think this is a bit of a collector's piece. Yeah, no porting on this. James wanted it straight. So, you know, this is metal chain brake handle. Personally, I don't... Yes, I mean, I'm including this in the saw, obviously, but if I was going to run it, I would take this cover and stick it on a shelf somewhere. And use the... because you can get a brand new OEM cover with a plastic brake handle with all the parts that are replaceable, and that's like $80. So my suggestion would be take this and put this on the shelf and put that clutch cover that's new on it. That would be you know, if you're going to run it, that would definitely be the suggestion. The rest of the saw actually has really good aftermarket support, so you can find all kinds of other pieces, parts, and whatnot aftermarket if you need to. But this thing, yeah. So yeah, no porting. All right, so I'm going to call it a night. I got to go to bed. I'm tired. This is not far from going together, just waiting on parts. What else? Yeah, I'm going to call it. Thanks everybody for watching. Do appreciate everybody hanging out. This is always fun. So sorry about before, about not being organized. That was really driving me nuts. So, next time, hopefully we'll get this cleaned up, get this put together, and get a running saw. But who knows? Everybody, have a great night. To the Faust family that's watching, enjoy your White Castle. David, Brad, all the guys that showed up, Chris Meyer, all the guys that showed up tonight that are new. There were plenty of people that were new. So thank you so much for coming. Edwin, per usual, thanks for stopping by. And we'll talk to you guys some other time.